Okay, how are you today? How are you today? I'm the old left, and is the 2020 presidential race starting here in 2019. Anybody who knows me knows I'm for Bernie Sanders. Been for Bernie Sanders before being for Bernie Sanders was cool. I was feeling the burn as far back as the early 1990s. Well, Bernie Sanders is running for president again in 2020. Was a matter of time before he decided to do this, and I hope he'll get it this time. I'm have to exercise a little bit of caution because there are going to be some challenges ahead for him in 2015, 2016. It was just pretty much he and Hillary. I mean, the other candidates that ran were a non-factor. And partly nobody liked Hillary, or very few people like Hillary, and that's why Hillary did not experience the cakewalk she felt like she was entitled to. Furthermore, I think that there were people in the base that despise Hillary with good reason because she's freaking Republican light. I mean, she's basically Jeb Bush in a female pantsuit that might be, maybe she's for gay rights and gay marriage and abortion rights. But other than that, she's pretty much just another standard Republican, a moderate at that. Um, Very right wing for a Democrat. Passable, I guess, for a rhino Republican. But anyway, Bernie gave her a run for her money, and she did a lot of cheating, and she was able to get the nomination, and we ended up with Donald Trump. No, Bernie Sanders challenging her in the primaries, not the reason why Donald Trump won. Um, those Bernie Sanders supporters that went to Jill Stein were not the reason why Bernie Sanders, uh, uh, you know, Bernie Sanders was not the cause of Hillary Clinton's defeat. So some of these people in the Democratic establishment needs to really, really just shut the fuck up about that. But anyway, Bernie's running, and he's got Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren is a very, very decent senator, like Kyle Kalinske said from Secular Talk. She might be what you would call the second best senator in the U.S. Senate, with Bernie Sanders being number one. Um, she's a little more establishment than Bernie Sanders is. Um, I'm going to get some flack from people on my left for this, but Tulsi Gabbard is actually growing on me quite well. I like the fact that she's for progressive economics. Maybe not with the enthusiasm of someone like Bernie Sanders, but hey, she's on board with Medicare for all. That's very important. Bernie Sanders is the reason why a lot of Democrats are becoming Johnny come lately and saying, "Hey, I support Medicare for all." Well, Democrats, you should have been supporting Medicare for all during the days of Obama. You should have been caring about Medicare for all when Hillary Clinton was drafting up her little crack plan. Uh, you should have been for Medicare for all, period. But because what the Clintons did in the 1990s with the Democratic Leadership Council, you folks fucking Reaganized the Democratic Party and made it Republican light. I mean, you had Republicans who were and still are fucking insane with their religious fanaticism and the secular neoconservative warmongering and the corporate greed on crystal meth. And then you have the Democrats who pretty much sounded like 1970s, 1980s, 1990s moderate Republicans. You should know better. And I'm glad that the Democrats are kind of getting their act together. I still have a little bit of reservations about them. The only reason I have any optimism going is because of what Bernie Sanders did in 2015. When Bernie Sanders ran in 2015, his ideas were considered radical. They were considered just beyond beyond reproach. Oh my God, Bernie Sanders, what are you saying? We can't do single payer. We can't do free college. We can't sit there and stridently challenge global warming. You can't. You can't be serious about being against these endless wars. I mean, and this is what the Democrats, in the name of being realistic and pragmatic, that's what they were offering to us. Bernie Sanders came along and he was like, no, get the fuck out of here with this. This is the way it's going to be. Now, what Bernie Sanders wants, and what I always wanted, and I know that Bernie Sanders wants this. He's just not going to officially say it now, but I'll say it on his behalf. And Bernie, if I'm wrong, I do apologize. What Bernie wants, I believe, and what I definitely for damn sure want is a Labor Party in America. A Labor Party like what they have in Great Britain, with Jeremy Corbyn today, minus the Tony Blair period. Hate Tony Blair. Clement Attlee's, Harold Wilson's British Labour Party, when they were actually socialists, and the British Labour Party today, that which kind of went back towards socialism. That's what we need here in America. Green Party might be the closest thing to a viable Labor Party. I mean, I'm a registered Green, and I have voted Green Party over the years. Socialist Party of America, that existed from 1901 until 1972, was the Labor Party that existed in Great Britain, in America, or in Canada was initially the Cooperative Commonwealth Federation, which became the new Democratic Party. That's that the Americanized social democracy. This is what he wants. I want that too. I understand the obstacles and the roadblocks toward creating a third party. I still believe in it wholeheartedly, but I understand there are roadblocks. And so Bernie is working with what he thinks is the best option possible to get the most realistic results that will bring about the best results you can have. So he's doing what he did the last time, that was to opt for working inside the Democratic Party, because even though the Democratic Party has shifted toward the right during the Clinton years, there were people and in the party, still are in the party, that wants the Democrats to be a party for the working people, party for the working class, the poor, the middle class, the party for individual rights, civil liberties, that sort of thing. And this is what we need in this country, is a Labor Party, a party that is essentially for the poor and the middle class, the working people, the voice of the labor movement, the trade union movement, a political party which is civil libertarian in character, a political party which will stand up against the military industrial complex and work toward policy of peace abroad. And that is what Bernie Sanders is wanting. It's what I want. Now, having all that said, we do have to defeat Donald Trump in 2020. I mean, that's a non-starter. He's got to go. But is he really going to go if the Democrats put up Cory Booker or Kamala Harris or Joe Biden? I mean, is that the best the Democratic establishment can cough up with? I mean, because I can guarantee you that's what the Democrats are trying to do. The establishment Democrats are trying to sell us Kamala Harris. Hillary Clinton decided not to run, but you know what? She spoke glowingly of Kamala Harris, a woman who was an attorney general in California, who was as reactionary as Jeff Sessions, our U.S. Attorney General today. I mean, and a woman who supports the death penalty. I mean, this person has no business representing the Democratic Party. Cory Booker, who blocked a bill sponsored by Bernie Sanders that would have made drugs cheaper. And when he said he's for Medicare for all, he sort of just passingly says it because he has to. Same thing with Kamala Harris. And you better believe that at first Joe Biden, if he runs, he's going to run as a bland centrist. And when he starts to see he's not going anywhere, he's going to start putting on the populist rhetoric. That is my prediction. But I just think that they're going to try to give us Kamala Harris, and that the left needs to say no, we can do better than that. And I say go with Bernie Sanders. That's what we need for the year 2020. And I want a candidate that I can believe in. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, in the last election, I voted for Jill Stein of the Green Party because I despise Hillary Clinton. Doesn't mean that I like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a bombastic asshole. And so here's the thing: we need to find somebody who is going to defeat Donald Trump, and somebody who's going to defeat Donald Trump is going to be an unrepentant progressive, the one that speaks for the poor and the middle class. Again, I'm going to kind of quote Kyle Kalinske from Secular Talk. Um, Real populism of the left instead of the fake ass populism of the right. And that's how you're going to go and beat Donald Trump. Like, the Democrats, you give us Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or Cory Booker or Amy Klobuchar or Kristen Gillibrand, you know what's going to happen? Donald Trump is going to go and get fucking reelected because he'll try that fake ass populism again. Because for those establishment Democrats, they're kind of like, yeah, populism. Oh, that's just for dirty common people. I mean, no, it's not for dirty common people. The dirty people are the filthy rich, the wealthy, those with power from both parties. From both parties. I mean, I'm sound like I'm kind of shitting on the Republicans or whatever. I mean, as far as Republicans who are non-elected and they got a register R beside their card, and they're poor, middle class, just like Democrats who are poor and middle class, or anybody else is poor and middle class. Bernie Sanders is speaking on behalf of you all. He wants to make sure everybody has living wage employment, medical care when in need without you going bankrupt, and to keep our soldiers safe by keeping us out of these foreign wars that we had no business fighting in. How can we pay for this shit? Well, it's funny because I hear that all the time. They're like, well, what you're saying, it sounds very nice, but how are you going to pay for it? How are you going to pay for it? How are you going to pay for it? Well, I like for people to ask that question when it comes to getting ready to fight another stupid ass war, to go into Iraq, go into Afghanistan, or my gosh, trying to invade Venezuela like fucking John Bolton want us to do. That man should be behind fucking bars. Um, Damn war criminal he is. But oh no, we got the money there, or we got the money to bail out fucking banks and insurance companies, and these damn leeches that basically have brought our economy down back in 2007 and 2008. And what do? We sit there and we bail them out. But when it comes to health care, and things like that. Oh no, no, the money's not there. College, the money's not there. And then some of them are the same kind of people that blame Obama for the debt, like there was no debt prior to Obama. Now, granted, Obama was not a great president. I mean, I didn't vote for Obama. I voted for Ralph Nader, first time round. And I mean, and my problem with Obama is the same as my problem with Clinton and Joe Biden. Not far left enough. So the trillions, the tens of trillions of dollars we're in debt with today, damn George W. Bush's fault. Getting us into a war in Iraq based on a fucking lie. With over 500,000 dead Iraqis as a result over the years. Several thousand of our soldiers dead as well. And trillions upon trillions of dollars being thrown into the war, to the war effort in the Middle East. And our world is not safer as a result. Saddam Hussein was a piece of shit. But you know what? They didn't have crazy radical ISIS types out there beheading Christians and throwing gay people off of buildings and that sort of thing. So I'm just tired of this shit, and I'm glad that Americans seem to be outraged now, outraged enough to give Bernie a chance. And if somehow Bernie Sanders can make it into the White House in January 2021, I look forward to proving all these people wrong that said, oh, well, socialism is going to lead us to despotism, it's going to lead us to dictatorship. There's never historically been a socialist government that led to dictatorship. Not one. The Soviet Union that claimed they were for socialism, they were for communism. It's a difference. They did it through violence. China did their shit through violence. Pol Pot did his shit through violence. North Korea did their shit through violence. Democratic socialism do not do things on violence. I mean, look at the heads of states we've had in the 20th century that most Americans, if they're politically aware of, kind of look at either positive or don't really have an opinion one way or other than they're just a head of state. And we're talking about Willy Brandt of West Germany, Olaf Palme of Sweden, Gro Harlem Brundtland of Norway, Clement Attlee and Harold Wilson of Great Britain. These heads of states were not dictators; they were democratically elected, and by golly, these socialists and these social democratic and these labor parties did wonderful benevolent things for their people, like medical care for all, strong trade unions, a really strong safety net. And guess what? Capitalism didn't go away. They were humbled somewhat, but they didn't go away. So, and I want to prove these right wingers wrong about socialism. Because if socialism was long bread lines in the Soviet Union, and if socialism was, my God, some people claim that Hitler was a socialist. Give me a fucking break. But if that's what all that was socialism, I wouldn't want any part of it either. My politics is not the politics of the swastika or the hammer and sickle. My politics is the politics of the fist and rose. But anyway, I digress. And I'm rambling somewhat because I've been wanting to make a video, and this is kind of unrehearsed right now. But I wanted to make a video, and here I am making a video. Uh, Ironically, my 50th birthday today. Yeah, I know I look 70, 80 years old. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go and let me know what you think, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm the old left, signing off.